Good morning, Doctor. Welcome back.
Good morning, Venkatesh. Nice to be back.
Thank you. So, our topic for today is be positive. And while we have alluded to this in many different forms, we are specifically focusing on why being positive is really crucial for being able to act, move forward, and handle our wellness. Yes, Doctor?
Right.
Over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Venkatesh. You rightly said we have to be positive.
Correct.
Positive means what? Somebody will ask you. Keep on saying be positive, be positive.
Right.
Be positive. Blood type, I know what is be positive, but not in management jargon. Okay.
Right.
So people wonder, what do you mean by being positive? I am positive. People immediately go on the defensive. That itself is negative.
Correct.
If you go immediately on to
The
negative,
defensive. Yeah.
then half the game is lost. You can
Correct.
keep on saying be positive, but
Yeah.
you are actually being negative. Then you have lost the game.
Correct.
So you have to be positive and you have to mean it,
Correct.
so that we can get things done. We can move ahead in life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So next slide, please.
Yeah.
So it is important not only to be positive, but to stay positive. Now, what do you mean
Yeah.
by stay positive?
Correct.
This is easy to understand by an extension of what we saw just one slide earlier.
Right.
You are positive for say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but you have to sustain it.
Correct.
That's more easily said than done. In fact, in an attempt to stay positive, you end up being negative because staying positive requires some effort.
Correct.
Uh, Effort will not come unless you keep it sort of ongoing. You have
Correct.
to, like Androcles said about river,
Yeah.
you
Heraclitus. Yeah.
have
Correct.
to stay positive.
Correct.
Being positive alone is not enough because everybody will say, I'm being positive, I'm being positive. But
Correct.
not too many can say, I'm staying positive.
Correct. Correct.
It's
Especially in
very
the face
hard.
of challenges or in face of
Yeah,
obstacles. Correct.
right. So, what exactly is staying positive?
Right.
You have to stay positive by staying uh, everything in the mindset of people, including yourself. If you have a right mindset,
Correct.
you can positive and you can stay positive. You can sustain your positivity.
Correct.
So mindset is very important.
Right.
To summarize again, mindset is an ongoing thing, and
Correct.
mindset is not going to end in a flash. You
Correct.
have to you have to keep at it and you have to keep work on it.
Correct.
Yeah. Any comment on that, Venkatesh?
No, absolutely, doctor. And like this slide says, it is from the attitude that you get the behavior which allows you to act. And hopefully that brings the cycle that allows you to sustain the mindset. Correct?
Right. Very true. So the problem with positivity and negativity is that many times each one of us, regardless of the age or whatever, subconsciously or deep inside ourselves, keep adding and building up negatives because we are worried about it. You know,
Correct.
Today I have 100 rupee lottery, but will I be able to sustain it? I got a new car, but somebody else will come and scratch your car. So you keep on imagining obstacles.
Correct.
If you keep on imagining obstacles, then what happens is you are building up obstacles and
Correct.
it is cumulative. Mind
Correct.
you, this is very cumulative and it is not easy to say cumulative and positive. It's a rephrasing of what we just saw. A
Correct.
normal Vincent Peale, a guy who is supposed to be responsible for positivity of mindset and so forth.
Correct.
He said, don't build up obstacles in your imagination. The
Right.
catchphrase many
Correct.
times the
Correct.
negatives are in our imagination.
Correct.
And then we are worried that the positivity will not last. So we become anxious and we become depressed.
Correct.
So it's a bird in hand is what to the bush, we say.
Correct.
So similar to that, a moment of positivity will take you places
Correct.
and we should not allow it to build up obstacles in our imagination. The
Correct.
imagination is a catch for it, because 90% of our mindset problems are our own imagination, our own
Correct.
creating.
Correct.
And that is, yeah. Any comment, Venkatesh?
No, no, perfect. Perfect. Nothing to add. Yeah, most of our obstacles are in the imagination, and don't
Yeah,
entertain your imagination as far as that is concerned. Correct.
correct, correct. So, there is also another saying, we tend to get what we expect.
Correct.
Again, so rephrasing this imagination,
Correct.
you expect something and you, as a result, you imagine something,
Correct.
and then you end up with it. You ask for it. God will say, this mindset of yours, you asked for it, and I've given it to you.
Correct.
So, so
Correct. Correct. So you
expectation is
manifest, yeah, you manifest the obstacles in a manner that you are imagining,
right,
inadvertently. Correct.
right. Now, if this happens in a series of moments, a series of minutes or weeks or whatever, then we'll stay negative. And then you have to put in some extra effort to correct it and bring it positive. So don't expect negatives, that it will happen.
Correct.
You know, it may sound paradoxical, but if you are expecting negatives, you will stay negative.
Correct.
And because you are tending to get what we expect. Hmm?
Correct.
Very
Correct.
important to guard against negativity,
Correct.
and that don't expect, don't wait for negative to come and so forth. But
Correct.
then you don't cry that I didn't get the positive.
Correct.
So you
Correct.
on expecting, and that's what you get. You
Correct.
know,
Absolutely.
when I was in Cleveland, I used to see some. We were in sort of a black area,
Right.
and in black humor, the lady will say, you get what you see, you know.
Right.
You
Correct.
get what you see. If you
Correct.
see negative, you'll get negative, you know.
Correct.
So that
Correct.
is a
Correct.
standard phrase in Cleveland.
Correct.
And so that there it is.
Yeah.
Any comment further?
No, no, absolutely. And I guess, while we have to, of course, plan for things in general, right? We can't only plan for the positive, but the more we
Right,
focus on the negative, we do less to make the positive happen. That's how the negatives end up becoming emphasized. Absolutely.
correct,
Even at a
correct,
practical level.
correct. And all this is controlled by, can be controlled by willpower.
Correct. Correct.
This is another way of spelling it differently, but it's the same thing.
Correct.
You have willpower in you, and you leverage it,
Correct.
and that can you can make mountains move, and then you can do so many things with willpower. You can conquer
Correct.
Everest. You can land on the moon.
Correct.
So that willpower is a superpower. And now, for example, you have got this airplanes, fighter aircraft,
Correct.
which have inducted into Indian Air Force.
Correct.
But somebody, yeah, all that is fine. But then what about the guy who is going to fly it? You know,
Correct.
and if the guy doesn't have that willpower to, if he's not overawed by the, uh, the aircraft, the modernity of the aircraft is intimidating you,
Correct.
and then you should have the willpower to ride over that and then put it to operation.
Correct.
And that is willpower is supreme, and therefore it is called a superpower.
Correct.
But it's a sort of play of words, but very important,
Correct.
because you have to not only be positive, you have to stay positive, and then you have to continue with willpower to keep going,
Correct.
whether it is 16 or whatever.
Yeah. In the
So,
face of obstacles, in the face of whatever needs to be done, it's never easy. Correct.
right. So that is a superpower.
Correct.
Man is the superpower. And you have to realize it. And many times you don't realize it. We turn to become cynical. How
Correct.
can get anything just by willing something?
Correct.
That itself drives you to negativity.
Correct.
And the moment you start doubting,
Correct.
like the biblical doubting Thomas,
Correct.
biblical doubting Thomas. If
Correct.
your mindset is one of doubting,
Correct.
then you'll get what you see and what you ask for.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
whatever old mindset you might have had or you still have,
Correct.
and that will only keep giving you the old results.
Correct.
And you're staying positive, may not be of any use if you
Correct.
don't use it, if you don't sustainably use it,
Correct.
and build it into a new mindset.
Correct.
The new mindset will have to have ingredients which will facilitate your positivity,
Correct.
and it becomes an integral part of your mind power.
Correct.
So that is you have to work at it.
Correct.
It's not just theory, but
Correct.
you have to keep building it
Working
in,
on it. Yeah. Correct.
working on it, integrate it, amalgamate it, whatever.
Correct.
Then you can see something. Then you can get a new mindset with new results. Now, if you
Correct.
don't have the correct mindset for what a correct result, you won't get the result.
Correct.
So if you're building a new mindset, you'll get new results. Any
Correct.
comment on this?
No, absolutely. I think again, all well covered. I think the willpower is what allows us to persist and focus on action that will, emphasize the positive. If we don't do that, then we'll keep on defaulting to negative because life is filled with obstacles. Absolutely.
Right, right, right. In Hindi, there is a saying, "Adat se majboor." You know,
Correct. Adat se majboor. Correct.
आदत से मजबूर आदत हो गई है so
Correct.
you continue with the same negative. So you in the morning when you get up from the bed, if you are on the right side of the bed it's okay, but many times you get up from the wrong side of the bed.
Correct.
क्यों? It is आदत से मजबूर. I have
Correct.
gotten that mindset. It's a mindset again.
Correct.
What is the adat in this? It's your mindset.
Correct.
How you think about a problem is more important than the problem itself.
Correct.
This
Correct.
function of how you are handling the problem.
Correct.
Hmm?
We had done, in
So,
fact, a talk earlier, if you remember, on think solutions, right?
yeah.
Correct.
So, the best thing is to keep thinking positively all the time.
Correct.
Repeating this exertion element, mental exertion is what is needed.
Correct.
Otherwise, if things pass, then
Correct.
you will lose opportunities, you will think negative, and then you will not be able to make anything positive for yourself or for others.
Correct.
So, always uh, think positive,
Correct.
and that way your sustaining it will become comparatively easier. Now, this is called as a momentum.
Correct.
If you have
Correct.
moment, yeah, if you have Newton's law, he said you keep throw a ball, rolling it, and
Correct.
then that ball will keep on rolling,
Correct.
yeah, because of the momentum.
Correct.
And the momentum is it's difficult to build, but then can be sustained. Like for example, big aircraft,
Correct.
the pilot puts it on autopilot.
Correct.
Autopilot is you let the momentum take charge of that,
Correct.
and it becomes an
Sort of
ongoing.
self-fulfilling. Yeah, it becomes self-fulfilling. If whenever you see a problem, you're going to think solution rather than problem, then it becomes a self-fulfilling momentum.
Correct. So build a momentum for positivity,
Correct.
and although it may not be in this slide, the momentum that you build is the momentum that you get,
Correct.
and we expect to get anything different from the momentum that you created.
Correct.
So the importance of momentum is
Correct.
important to be kept
Absolutely.
appreciated. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Next. Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
you see what you get, there's a good old Cleveland saying. Now, what is self-fulfilling prophecy? Now, this is a sort of offshoot of how we think and how we get what we hope to get.
Correct.
Now, if you say, for example, the cricket match is going on, a batsman is there in his 80s and 90s, and then he keeps saying, "Oh, he's going to get out in the next 5 runs or 10 runs or something," and it happens. So the
Correct.
guy sitting next to you will say, "Yeah, you're doing self-fulfilling prophecy, and it has happened." You know,
Correct. Correct. Correct.
subconsciously, whenever there is something good happening,
Correct.
uh, there is a subconscious element of doubting, like doubting
Correct.
Thomas,
Correct.
biblical time. And that could end up with a full self-fulfilling prophecy.
Correct.
You did ask for it, your mind got it, and your mind is self-fulfilled.
Correct.
Uh, all that on the negative side, so you guard against it now.
Correct.
There is a saying in philosophy also, the
Right.
negatives catch on faster.
Correct.
Hmm?
Correct.
Uh,
Fear is a
so,
very strong, fear is a very strong emotion, right? and it is very hardwired. So if you get negative, for example, in this example of the batsman, if instead of focusing on playing the ball, he is like, I should not get out, I should not get out, then his focus is lost.
Right, right, right. And in between moments of doubt,
Correct.
whatever you say,
Correct.
you know, I know of a guy who bought a new car, and then we were in the holiday resort of Trimbak,
Right.
and it was newly painted and newly done up everything.
Correct.
And every 10 minutes he'll open the door to see whether nobody has scratched the car or something. And lo and behold, somebody did scratch the car.
Correct.
And then you see, I told you, the guy sitting next door, the guy sitting in the next street, he is a culprit. He is creating all that. But still, a lot of it is in your own mind.
Correct.
Many times you keep waiting for negative to get that self-fulfilling prophecy.
Correct.
Because there your ego comes in.
Correct.
And your ego will say that, okay, someone wait for a while till the guy finishes tea, and then there is some boy coming and mischievously scratching the car. Then he say, "Oh, see, I told you." I told you is an expression.
Correct.
You know
I told you so,
what?
or I said
Yeah,
so. Correct.
what if only if these are catchphrases which
Correct.
we have to guard against.
Correct.
Okay, now any comment further, Venko? We
Yeah,
move
no, I
on.
think which brings us to why we should be focused on solutions. Yes, please.
Right. Now, whenever you say something or do something or make something, some impact somewhere,
Correct.
you are doing it hoping that you are taking yourself to solution.
Correct.
But many times we end up creating more problems.
Correct.
So consciously or subconsciously, our mindset could be adding to the problem unless you make an effort to bring the solution as an integral part of the situation.
Correct.
So whatever you say, you could end up with problems, provided you sort of working on it and creating a solution-oriented mindset.
Correct.
So every little 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 hours, 10 hours, 5 days, whatever, your mind is popping back and forth and is trying to stay very clearly on the solution area.
Correct.
And that again requires effort. So solution is a positive mindset, problem is the negative mindset.
Correct.
And these are all creations of our own. So problem orientation or solution orientation is our own.
Correct.
But you have to guard against.
Correct.
You have to look over your shoulder to say, oh, I hope I'm not treading into problem area. You
Correct.
know, politicians do that. They say all bad things and then say, oh, I hope I didn't do that. They did it deliberately. So it's a question of how you steer your thoughts.
Correct.
Your thought steering can be guarded against every moment.
Correct.
You can stay on course for the solution.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
in other words, in any given situation, you have two sides. Like you can serve God or you can serve Mammon. So
Correct.
if you're serving God, you get this. If you're serving Mammon, you get that. But at every moment, there is a moment. So there is an element of balance. We
Correct.
have to create balance. Not that we cannot have problem-oriented activity.
Correct.
Okay. Now, you are either part of the solution or you are a part of the problem. This is again
Correct.
a similar thing that you saw.
Correct. Correct.
Either there was one president of the United States, you
Right.
know, and he was fighting the Vietnam War,
Correct.
and he was steering himself much like this. The problem here, Trump, you
Right.
know. He's saying either you are with us or you are against us. Now, there is no question of neutrality. Now, it kills your element of neutrality, and you are forced into being either in the positive solution part or the negative,
Negative. Correct.
solution
Correct.
part.
And you need
Now,
to pick. You need to pick the positive side so that you can
yeah,
focus all your energy on finding solutions, and that's the only way to act. Absolutely.
correct. And it's again, in this situation, Nixon and Trump example which I gave, you are being forced into something. If you stop at the time of elections, either or, you have to have this or you cannot have it, like that.
Correct.
This mindset is there in many occasions.
Correct. Correct.
You
So a
are,
forcing mechanism to say that if you keep on thinking about the problem rather
yeah,
than acting on it, You're clearly
Right.
choosing being problem oriented. That's a
Correct.
check
Correct.
and balance to see where your mind is choosing. Otherwise, you'll say, no, no, I'm actually working on the solution by thinking about
Yeah.
the problem. But actually,
Yeah.
you're just, completely engaged in the problem. Absolutely.
Right. It's an extension of what we saw a little earlier. Hmm? Your mind is being forced into positivity or negativity.
Correct.
So you have to choose
You have to
willy-nilly, and
choose.
you don't like to choose. Many times people, ordinary people on the street, they don't like to choose.
Correct.
Uh,
Correct.
Ask them, they say, okay, like they're wishy-washy. Unless you are very strongly motivated and strongly driven towards a course of action,
Correct.
most of us, 80% of silent majority that we talk about, they don't
Correct.
want to open mouth or commit.
Correct.
They'll say, okay, we'll see, let the election results
Let's
come.
see.
We'll
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Kind of. Correct.
right. Say
Correct.
no to naysayers. There are people who will keep on saying no. Again,
Correct.
doubting Thomas, for example, is a
Yeah.
naysayer.
Correct.
And there are naysayers in the history of mankind.
Correct.
And so you have to learn to say no.
No to naysayers. Correct.
Yeah. And many times you're wondering, oh, how will so and so feel? How will my wife feel? How will my brother feel? Or whatever.
Correct.
Uh, so there is always a negativity trying to creep in, trying to.
Correct.
Negativity is creeping in, and you have to keep shutting the door, and you
Correct.
have to keep. Yeah. So yeah, it's an
It's a
ongoing.
constant effort. Yeah. And one
Yeah.
thing you can't afford is to have your own positive thought process eroded by people who are constantly being negative.
Right, right, right. Now, even this biblical thing, doubting Thomas,
Right.
Thomas was all the time anyway. So
Right.
that's why
Correct.
he is doubting Thomas.
Correct.
But then somebody had to say whether it is Jesus Christ or somebody or the disciples. So they have to keep on saying no to naysayers. No, so
Naysayers.
are conditioned to stay on the negative side of things, negative
Correct.
mindset.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
we have to keep saying and
Move
shutting
past
it.
it to, yeah, move and focus to positive. Correct.
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
This is the last
Excellent.
slide.
Okay, okay. Now, okay. Now you have a situation where you are faced with choice. Yeah, you are
Correct.
faced with a choice. The choice may be coming from your teacher, your guru, or your own disciple, or whatever.
Correct.
And you have to keep that element going. So you require through three components of your behavior.
Correct.
Hmm? Three components of your behavior which will drive you into positivity
Correct.
and will make you enjoy positivity. This is difficult.
Correct.
You know, doing good Sandhya Vandanam is an effort.
Correct.
Yeah, and you have to keep on doing it 3 times a day until you die.
Correct.
so,
Correct.
so you have to integrate the whole thing. How do you do that?
Correct.
Your behavioral pattern should include this three-pronged attack to said by one God man, although God men are not really the noblest of creatures. But then there are some good sayings coming from God men.
Right.
And one God man, I won't take his name, it's not here.
Right.
Uh, he says you have three items in your basket.
Correct.
Hmm? You have to have knowledge, you have to do sadhana, and you have to do seva to others.
Correct.
These are seemingly unrelated but very integrally connected to your thought process and your behavioral process. Now,
Correct.
knowledge you have to have. Knowledge builds you, it can make you arrogant, but knowledge can also give you sort of a positivity of behavior.
Correct.
Sadhana. Now, this you cannot do unless you have some sadhana to stick to. Sadhana is
Correct.
what? You're doing something repeatedly, day in and day out, with certain objectives and behavioral practice. Sattvic, we call this
Correct.
sattvic.
Correct.
Sattva guna is the one. And if you keep at sattva guna, you are doing sadhana.
Correct.
Hmm? So
And it
that
brings a
knowledge,
discipline and it feeds on your willpower. It builds your ability to stay focused and do what you want to do, whatever form that sadhana might take. Absolutely.
right, right. If you have both of them right, then you get into the seva mode.
Correct.
We saw the example of Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda.
Correct.
When Ramakrishna Paramahamsa told him, don't go into the Himalayas and sit there and waste yourself.
Correct.
He said, I am giving you a catchphrase. Hmm?
Correct.
Atmanaha mokshartham. Atmanaha means Atma self.
Correct.
Mokshartham is towards moksha. Moksha is a liberation, of
Correct.
all whatever. You should know what you are doing, sadhana, seva, and satsang. Now he says, Atmanaha mokshartham jagat hitaya cha. Jagat
Correct.
hita is what? You have
You've talked about that. Correct.
you have to help others. You
Yeah,
can't
your
just be.
moksha is of no use if there is no help to others and you are not doing it in this world. Correct.
Yeah, and that is karma yoga, no? What else? You see, seva. Seva
Correct.
involves action.
Correct.
And that action, if it is in line with your sadhana and backed by the strength of your knowledge,
Correct.
then you're a
Karma
sannyasi.
yogi. Yeah, and you are a karma yogi. Exactly.
Yeah, karma yogi. Karma
And
yoga. Yeah,
karma
go
yoga
ahead.
keeps you positive. Absolutely. Because you are focused only on doing, you are not focused
Right,
on the outcome. And that knowledge helps you remember that. And the sadhana and the discipline keeps you on track.
right,
No,
right,
no,
right.
perfect. Perfectly said, doctor. Great. Great. So, should I summarize, doctor?
Yes, yes,
This is
do
the
that.
last
Thank
slide.
you. Yeah, go ahead.
No, so thank you, doctor. I think today we discussed being positive, and I think right from get-go, doctor mentioned how it's not about being positive in a moment, but staying positive sustainably. How that is a lot about a mindset that you have to develop through your willpower, and your willpower is engaged because there will be obstacles. You need to develop within yourself the ability to look at problems more from the point of view of solutions and not negatively. Otherwise, you sort of end up by focusing on the negative or focusing on the obstacles which are inevitable in life. You will actually almost inadvertently manifest them, or you will not look at the solutions that you can actually work on. We finally looked at how all of this finally comes down to keeping very focused on building the right mindset through things like knowledge, seva, sadhana, all different forms of discipline and service. And therefore, in our Hindu philosophy, if we can actually use the path of karmayoga, which is saying do your action without focusing on the outcome, you are less bothered about the obstacles. You can be much more focused on how you can do your solutioning and keep moving forward. Yes, doctor?
Yes, very true and well summarized as always. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you very
Welcome.
much.
Thank you so much. Look forward to the next one. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.